What's up, guys? It's Will here, back again, and it is 6 a.m., but you know what? We need to make a video because Hot Toys dropped some more Star Wars news, some more Star Wars figures that we need to talk about, some exclusive ones, some exciting, some not, but you know what? I'm gonna let the community decide. We're gonna talk about it in this video, guys, but before we get started, make sure to like this video, click the subscribe button down below, and click the notification bell also so you're notified when content goes live on this channel. That allows you to stay up to date with the news, see the latest reviews, live streams, codes, live stream drops, all that stuff, all the important stuff that you need to know and want to see. That is important, and it will be on this channel. Guys, let's get started. Let's waste no more time. Hot Toys announced a Darth Sidious figure from the Revenge of the Sith, the Episode 3 Darth Sidious figure, which a lot of us have been waiting for a very long time. So if we take a look at this figure, you can see, by the way, it is up on Sideshow. It will be up on Comic Concepts. It is an exclusive figure. So if you want to get the version with the coin, there's an exclusive Dark Side coin, which I will show you. The Dark Side line from Hot Toys has a Dark Side coin that you can pre-order on Sideshow. If you don't care about the coin, it's simply a coin. If you don't care about it, then you can get it on Comic Concepts. Use the code WillFox. I'll leave a link in the description below with a code as well. But if you do want the coin, you can only get that on Sideshow. So we'll talk about that as well. But nonetheless, let's talk about the figure first. You can see here he's got his iconic sort of brown robe here that you remember from Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. If you are a prequel child like myself, then you'll have a nostalgic connection to this because this was something that, you know, occurred during our childhood. I was I think 14 at the time when Revenge of the Sith came out. And you know, I'm not the biggest prequel fan in the world, but I am one of the biggest Episode 3 fans in the world. I do love Episode 3. I'm not a huge fan of Episode 1 and 2. There are things I like about them. I do feel nostalgia for them. But Episode 3, I think, is actually a really good film. Looking at this head sculpt, guys, I do like it. I wouldn't say that I love it. Like, looking at it, I do think the teeth are just awesome. I think the detail in the teeth is incredible. The detail in the eyes is also really strong. I think the skin texture is also really strong. What I'm looking at, though, is the likeness to Ian McDiarmid. I think overall it's good, not great. I think this is probably maybe a little bit better than the likeness from the original Emperor from the original trilogy that they made. I do think it's good. I am going to be picking this one up because I do really need an Emperor in my collection. And he's going to have a hood on. So at the end of the day, how much is the likeness really going to matter? Because he's going to mostly be covered with a hood. So not the end of the world. But I do love that you finally get his iconic lightsaber. I love the texture of the skin on the hands. Also another really good thing. The base is very similar and akin to what you get from C-3PO. It's sort of like a circular base with a raised platform. And I do think that's pretty cool as well. The lightning effects, pretty typical. You see those with most Hot Toys that have some sort of lightning effects. They're plastic, they slide over the fingers. They work great. I do like that this one has a smaller one because some of the lightning effects are so big that you had to have the figure so far back to be able to fit them on the character in a way that's going to fit in your display case. This is pretty cool. I love that he has the lightsaber because, you know, with the other Palpatine, with the original trilogy, Return of the Jedi version, he doesn't use a lightsaber in that film, so he doesn't have one. So this time he does because he was fighting Yoda in this film, which was a very climactic and cool fight. So yeah, Palpatine be getting the ladies though, because we know about Rey. So we didn't know Palpatine was getting busy, but he was. So yeah, look at the rope here. You can see there's wires here, so you can adjust this one. I think this is really cool. Again, the head sculpt to me, it's good. It looks a little wide. It maybe feels like it should be a little bit more narrow, but again, it's not bad at all. I do think it's good. It's maybe not quite 100%, but again, he has a hood on. So, and he has got a lot of, you know, in the film, a lot of prosthetic work going on. So nothing crazy there. I do think it's going to look really good on a shelf though. I mean, we're judging it, you know, from pictures. I do think on the shelf, it's going to look very strong. You know, there are certain photos like this one that don't look as good as others, but I do think overall it's going to look fine. Again, likeness not the strongest, but I do think it's good. I do actually like the black elements of the robe here, as you can see, particularly with the wires. You can make it a little bit more dynamic. This robe again is obviously more brown compared to the black robe that you get from the original trilogy, but overall it looks good. He's got a USB powered lightsaber. I think that's gonna look super cool on display. You'd put him on that sort of platform risen base with the USB lightsaber. I think that's gonna look really cool. So yeah, it looks like he has two lightsabers. lightsabers, one USB, one non-USB, and I think that gives you the diversity that most people are going to be looking for. So I think overall too, again, this would be cheaper on Comic Concepts. You have the code WillFox for $10 off, so you'll be able to get this guy pretty inexpensive. On SideShare is $265, so that's a really good price. I feel like $265. That's not asking a lot nowadays in 1/6 scale figure collecting. I mean, a lot of the Hot Toys go for a lot more than that, and a lot of in-art figures go for a lot more than that. So overall, I think, I think that's a very reasonable price, and I am going to be picking this boy up. He's kind of a can't miss prospect for us because it's Revenge of the Sith, Palpatine, Sidious that we've always wanted, and now we're finally getting it. And they didn't even wait until the anniversary; they gave it to us now. So I'm gonna say this is a cop. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let's move on to the next figure, though. We have an exclusive Obi-Wan Kenobi figure here in Mandalorian armor. I don't like this at all personally. I mean, this is just me. I like the Mandalorian armor actually. I think it actually looks pretty cool. I don't have an overt connection to this version of Obi-Wan Kenobi. I also don't like this head sculpt. This is a head sculpt that actually just released with the Clone Wars version. He has no upper lip. So this is something we're going to talk about tomorrow for the live stream on Lights Camera Collect at 5:15 p.m. Eastern with Kiko Collect. So don't miss that. I don't like this head sculpt. I do think it looks like Ewan McGregor in terms of likeness, but as far as beard, Hot Toys still is having a little bit of trouble getting that upper lip right. This was an issue with the Obi-Wan Kenobi from episode 3, and now it's the issue with this exclusive Obi-Wan and Mandalorian armor. I love the Mando armor. I think that's really cool. I'm not quite sure that this is going to be the most popular thing that is going to be flying off the shelves, but again, it's another Star Wars figure, and it's super easy for Hot Toys to make. They already have the head sculpt. Throw some Mandalorian armor on him, boom, you got a new figure, right? So probably very cheap for them to make. It's worthwhile. It's exclusive, so this is going to be a limited one once again, meaning it's going to release very quickly. It's going to be out there in the streets very quickly, and it's going to be in your display very quickly if you're looking for it. So at the end of the day, I think it's cool if this is something you're interested in. But for me, it's probably going to be one that is never going to be considered. So, if you have a connection to it, by all means, go for it. But for me, that is going to be a pass figure, but it's an exclusive. So if you do want it, keep an eye out because that thing is going to be not up for sale for too long. So we got to talk about the Imperial Commando. This is the third release, announcement and release that is going to be out there for you. This is actually going to be released, I believe, tomorrow. This is from Bad Batch, the Imperial Commando here. This one actually is kind of cool. Again, I'm not the biggest trooper guy in the world. I love the Death Trooper. I say that all the time. The Death Trooper is my favorite. I'm waiting for a new Death Trooper specialist with a pauldron. I'm a sucker for a pauldron. This one's pretty cool. I mean, I actually haven't watched Bad Batch. People tell me it's really good, but I have not actually seen it. I've watched pretty much everything else Star Wars besides Tales of the Jedi and Imperial Commando and Bad Batch. Those are the two that I haven't watched. Clone Wars though, yeah, maybe just the animated stuff I haven't got as much into, but Imperial Commando, I do think it's pretty cool. It has a Halo look to me. It has that sort of Master Chief in white type look, and I think that's something that is kind of cool, but it's not going to end up being in my collection. But I do think as an exclusive, they don't need to make a ton of these. If you're interested in troopers, this is pretty cool. I do like the light up function. I think that adds a lot of life to the figure. If that's not lit up, I would say maybe it's probably not going to look anywhere near as good. I mean, you could say that probably for a lot of light up figures though. Iron Man, Darth Vader, a lot of them. If the light up function is not active, it's probably not near as exciting of a figure, but it still looks pretty cool with the light up function. I think this guy has a lot of presence. You can see the weathering on the armor and the weaponry. I think that's really cool. You see a lot of scratches. You can see this sort of speckling effect on the gun. I think that's really cool. If you're looking at what it comes with, simplistic base here, as you can see, which is fine. Most people don't need anything too crazy for a figure like this. He's got like a little detonator grenade thing here, as you can see. He's got his blaster and of course some swap out hands. There's not really much this guy's going to come with. Troopers don't generally need to come with all that much, so I think this one sort of is in alignment with that. It fits the mold of what a trooper typically historically has come with, which is generally not all that much, which is fine. They're inexpensive to produce for Hot Toys. There's no likeness. It's not, something that's super difficult for them to do. And people love them. People buy multiple troopers. And, overall, I think people go crazy for these troopers. And that's awesome. That's for you. Troopers are pretty cool looking. If you have, I can't deny they look good in a display. There's no doubt about that. This one to me is fairly basic though. Articulation should be okay, but you got that undersuit underneath the armor there. That reminds me of a First Order Stormtrooper, which I've had before. Doesn't move all that great, but I'm assuming Hot Toys has made improvements over the years, and you should be able to move this guy relatively well. But you can see here he's moving decently enough to do the poses that you need him to do. So yeah, I mean, I think this is cool. I'll defer to the Bad Batch aficionados on this specific figure, but it is an exclusive, so you're going to have to try to pick this one up pretty quickly, because it's going to release like this week probably. So yeah, be on the lookout, guys, for that one. Other than that, let me know your thoughts in the comments below on these 3 figures. Are you going to be picking up Sidious? I'm very excited about Sidious. I'm going to be picking him up. But I would love to hear your thoughts about, this new Sidious figure, whether it's going to be for you or not, the Obi-Wan, and of course the Imperial Commando. I mean, Sidious is obviously the belle of the ball here. He's the star of the show. He's the prom queen. So you're going to have to let me know what your thoughts are about him, and we'll talk about it tomorrow on the live stream as well. Guys, be on the lookout. In our Batman review is well underway. I'm making progress. I'm hoping to get it out this weekend, but stay tuned for that. I've got a lot done, and there's still a lot left to be done. So it's quite a lengthy review. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and click the notification bell for updates. I will catch you in the next video. Thanks so much. Peace out. See you later. Bye.